This part of lesson 4, we're going to be starting to review footage, and we're going to start looking at the playback controls for the source panel. Alright, so reviewing footage. It's one of the greatest parts of video editing is your time is spent watching or listening to clips and making creative choices about them to put them into your own edits. Alright, so I'm actually going to minimize this down now so we can see some of our other panels in addition to this. We still want to be in the theft unexpected bin if you were not. And we're going to click on the icon view. So this one right here. And you're going to use your zoom control to set the size of the thumbnails that you're happy with. So these could be smaller or they could be bigger. That seems good for now. So that's one of those things that you customize to your own preferences. And then when you're reviewing footage in your panel like this, if you're all the way on the left side, you are at the beginning of the clip. If you're all the way on the right side, you are at the end of the clip. And notice when the clip is chosen, you get that blue line with a playhead down at the bottom. And basically hovering over this is called hover scrubbing. So it actually has a term, and it's kind of just letting you preview the clip. Once you click a clip just once, notice that it puts a gray box around it. It also gives us a better playhead. So if you left click, you can actually click on the playhead and drag through the clip as well. So this is another way that you can look at the stuff. If you accidentally double clicked, it would have opened up here in the source window. And then the hover scrubbing that we just did down here would have been turned off. You can also, when these are engaged like this, you can use J, K, and L on your keyboards to play through the clips. And you can test that out on your own. Alright, so now it's going to have us look at stuff up in the source window. And it also wants us to show that you can see recent clips. So one of the things it wants me to now do is, I guess we can stay in this icon view. I just need to double click about 4 or 5 clips as the book is requested. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's get a 5th one there. Okay, the reason for cycling through a variety of clips up here is it wants to show you up in the panel menu that you can see it shows the most recent clips that we've looked at. So that's another way to find one of your recent clips that you're working on. So if you're jumping back and forth between two and your bin has a lot going on, that might be an easier way to do it. All right, we'll just click off of that. Okay. Once this here has been open, it wants us to choose a setting. Right now it has set to fit, and that's basically putting the whole picture inside the frame with the available size that I have. However, you can change these settings to be smaller, so you could choose like 25%, it makes it little. The book is actually asking us to choose 100. Notice that we're only seeing part of his face now, so it's showing me all the pixels, it's showing me all the data, which is good for checking the quality. This is also good if you start working with effects such as like a lasso tool or something here in Premiere. You'd want to be zoomed in at least 100%, maybe even higher. Also with that, you now have bars on the side to, go up and down or left and right so you can see all of your footage still. So that is at 100%. Okay, and the book, of course, wants us to now put it back. So I'm going to choose fit. We can see the whole picture again. All right, so now that we're up here in this source panel, it has a bunch of buttons down here. And we're going to get back into the playback controls. It actually wants us to double click the shot, excuse me, not titled. Make sure you get just the regular excuse me. So we will double click that one. It's now appeared in our source monitor. At the bottom of the source monitor, you see this little blue guy. He is a playhead. and you basically can left click to drag it through the footage itself, so you can scrub that way. You can also choose to click on various parts of this timeline or ruler that it looks like, and you can just pick different spots in the footage, and it basically jumps to the spots as you do that. This here bar, besides when we were zoomed in and you moved left to right to see stuff, it can act as a zoom for the actual ruler timeline that's in here. So you can customize that, and you can grab either side to zoom in or zoom out with it. Okay, we've checked on that. The next thing is they want us to use the play button. So if you click once on this, this will start playing the clip. You click it a second time, it will stop your clip. You can also use the space bar on your keyboard to do that. So again, finding out if you want to use the clicking on the mouse or if you want to use the keyboard, whichever is more comfortable for you, you have options. You can also click, if you hover over these and you don't know what they are, it will tell you. So it wants us to step back one frame and step forward one frame. So it's literally moving us one frame at a time. You can also use your left arrow or your right arrow to move one frame at a time as well. You can use J, K, and L on your keys on the keyboard to play your footage. Spacebar also works. And then it's also saying if you hold down your K key and then hit the L or the J key, notice it's moving one frame at a time. And you're probably getting some audio that sounds like a scrub pop. This is a useful tool if you're trying to seek a precise moment in the dialogue. So if you're trying to cut at a certain point, like if you have to take out a word, going frame by frame and hearing that is a good thing. Also, if I'm trimming it down here in my timeline, I would probably look at my waveform, and we'll get more into that as well.